Hi, Warhawk Defense. We're here again. We've just talked about trigger control, how to practice with your trigger, how to get a good grip on the gun, how to find and align the sights. Now we want to practice and demonstrate a little bit the reloads. And if you're going to be shooting this gun for recreation or for personal defense or for competition, you'll definitely want to practice reloading. One of the things you want to be able to do is reload this gun instinctively, because you may be having to do it in a hurry, in a real hurry. Of course, if you're competing and you're shooting the gun for competition, your reloads are going to count for points. The time you save, that is going to help gain you points, because the faster you go, the more points you have. If you're using it for personal defense, of course, the faster the reloads, the life you save might be your own. And if you've got a gun that is a 6 or 7 or an 8 round single stack, for example, like a CW9 car, which we've done a few videos on that one of our instructors owns, or my SIG P6, which is an 8 round single stack, sometimes you may end up having to reload with only 8 rounds, or maybe 9 if you're carrying one in the chamber and you load your magazine full. This particular gun, though, this is a double stack magazine. This allows 16 9mm rounds. Okay, so if you get in a real situation, you've shot all 16, you're in a real big gunfight. But reloading is still, no matter whether you're carrying 16 or 8, reloading is still important. And so even though we're going to demonstrate on the double stack mag tonight, it should apply more so even for the smaller single stack 6, 7, 8 round mags. Okay. Alright, well, we've got this gun loaded. When the last shot is fired on these semi-autos, generally the slide will lock open. And so if I fire this gun, bang, it goes bang, and it ejects that spent cartridge in there. Now I've got a locked open slide. That means I'm out of ammo. So what I want to do is reload. If I get to this point, I'm going to hit this release, and this gun is ambidextrous. It has a release on this side right there, or it has one on the thumb side right here. Either way, I'm going to hit it, and as that magazine is falling away, I'm going to be retrieving off of my side or in my pocket or wherever I've got my other magazine. I'm going to be retrieving the other magazine, and I want to be able to find that and hit it, and of course reload it and get back in the fight. Okay? So what's going to happen here is I need to be able to know where these releases are, these magazine releases. Do it without thinking. I've got to be so familiar with this gun that I'm watching what's going on. I'm keeping track of the bad guys, how the fight is progressing. I get to slide lock. I'm at this position at slide lock. I drop the magazine out. Let's pick up this other mag. I drop a magazine out. I want to reload. I go to my other mag. I'm coming up with the other magazine. I want to be able, while I'm looking and watching and keeping my eyes open for the bad guys and what's going on, I want to be able to index this gun without having to stop and look at it and put the magazine in like this. I'm not going to have time for that. So I want to be able to index on something, and the best way to do that is, this gun has a protrusion at the bottom. I have my finger on the front of the magazine, and if it had a round in it, my finger would be on the point of that round, on the bullet tip. While I'm looking at other things, I would pull it out, I would bring it up in my peripheral vision. I see the gun right here in front of me. I hit the back like this, my finger feels the front, of the grip right here, and I simply slide it in, and I do it by feel. I release it, and I come up and I find it by feel, and I put it in, and I practice this over and over and over again, doing it by feel, because if it's dark, if you're distracted, if you're trying to look at something else, if you are in competition, for example, and you're moving on to the next set of targets, you want to be able to do this quickly and flawlessly without having to stop and look at it. Now what that means is you want to have a gun that has a bevel here on the bottom of the magazine well. This gun is beveled, and it has this piece right here, which allows me to find it right there. The front of my finger feels the front right there, and I just simply slide it in. That is what you want to do, and you want to practice with this so that while I'm, for example, watching this camera, I can sit and do this pretty fast just outside of my peripheral vision and continue to do it. And I know that that's going to be in there tight. I can feel it, right? And once then I'm loaded, then I can release the slide and I can go back to business. So that is something that's important, you need to work on. And of course, I say, this is my opinion, there's such thing as tactical reloads. A tactical reload, of course, is you've got one in the gun already and you haven't shot it all the way empty and it's not locked open. It's like this. Maybe you've shot 10 rounds and you want to put a fresh magazine in. So a tactical reload would be coming up with your fresh magazine like this, holding it in your finger, dropping the one mag out, and using your abilities to put the fresh one in and maintaining the magazine that still has some rounds in it. If you're going to do that kind of a tactical reload, basically what you're doing is you're saving one magazine and you're putting the other one in, and you're saving the one that's already got a few rounds spent out of it. Now, it's much faster to simply drop the magazine out and put the new one in and get back in the fight. Alright. If you're shooting competition, of course, you're simply going to drop the magazine out, let it hit the floor. They have plastic bottoms on them. It's not going to hurt anything. Reload it and keep on going. And if I were in a really big fight and there was commotion all around everywhere, I don't think I'd take the time for a tactical reload. However, if you're between the fight and things have calmed down and there's no real action going on, then maybe take the spent magazine out, get a fresh one, put that one in, save your other one. You might need those few rounds later. Anyway, there's a time and a reason for both of these kinds of reloads, but for most things I just let that magazine fall out, put a new one in. The biggest thing though is practicing this reload so that you can do it with your eyes closed by feel, and you're not taking your eyes off the fight or off the bad guy, so that you can look at your gun to find the slide release and find it. And if you've got a bevel on the bottom, so much the better and so much the easier. Anyway, we hope that's been helpful, and we'll put these together and put them out there and publish them. These is just some of the things that we think are important, and we hope they help you as well. So we'll say thanks for watching and see you later.